Pikey Podcast, coming to you from lovely Austin, Texas. I'm Rob Jascuba alongside Conor Nayland. Con, how you getting on?
Yeah, feeling good now.
Yeah.
Nice and cool today.
Lovely fall day that we had there
Yeah,
today.
lovely day, very fresh.
And we don't get those too often around here. It's usually too hot or raining and cold. So
yeah, no, we're lucky these days.
Oh, we sure are. We've made it to episode 10. How about that now? 5 whole weeks we've committed to something here.
Clinging on by our fingernails.
Folks, be sure to follow us on the social medias, Instagram and Twitter at Pikey Podcast. We'd love to hear from you. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe to the podcast, which you can hear Tuesday and Friday mornings Irish time on SoundCloud and on YouTube. And for our friend of the podcast, Chris Delcross, we're going to need you to resend whatever you'd asked us the other day because neither one of us could open it. And I cut that out of the last podcast. So we're still trying to get to your question there, Delcross. And congratulations.
Yeah, well done. Well done, Chris.
Yeah.
Still leading the pencil.
3 points to you, Chris.
Yeah.
Today's episode is brought to you by Michael O'Reilly Oil, which supplies the highest quality agricultural fuels, auto diesel, and kerosene home heating oil for residential and commercial customers throughout Clare and its surrounds. O'Reilly Oil are a family-run business established in 1987 and understand the importance of knowing their customers and their needs. O'Reilly's professional and flexible delivery options ensure prompt service and emergency deliveries when needed. O'Reilly Oil stock a large range of tanks from 900 to 10,000 liters capacity and can provide others on special order. The depot shop also holds an extensive range of lubricants, hose fittings, and gauges suitable for the general industry, guaranteed to meet winter grade standards and conform to meet all other specifications as the market demands. You can now order your oil online and O'Reilly will contact you to confirm delivery. For inquiries, they are contactable at 065-682-1487. Getting to be that time of year, isn't it, Con? You know,
it is.
Here we're starting to feel a little chill every now and then at night.
Yeah, get the oil in now before the temperatures drop.
It's going to be time to actually bring some heat in.
Yeah, like the hurling across the Arsenal only warming for so long.
Well, it was a good laugh on Saturday bringing that one up again. I remember why I called over to your gaff that day. We were spoofing an ACL wristband. I can't remember if I was giving it to you or you were giving it to me, but we had some serious surgery going on trying to fiddle around because they got those receivers in them that supposedly can tell when you're transferring them or whatever. But we got away with whatever we were doing.
We got away with it.
I don't remember which way it was going, but it was someday anyway. Lots to cover today. We've got the NFL, got football all-stars off of the GAA. We've got some Premier League to preview. Let's start there, actually. Arsenal, Liverpool on Saturday. Who you like?
I'm hoping for Liverpool, and I think they will win because I think this is the first time Arsenal have faced a proper team now in the last 10 or 11 games. They drew against Crystal Palace and were lucky. I think Liverpool should have too much from them. I think they could catch them on the break. Yeah, I'm hoping for Liverpool win. Arsenal
unbeaten in 13 across all competitions right now. Liverpool are going away to the Emirates for that. And that's what I've been hearing across the board, though, is pretty confident outlook from Liverpool supporters on that one.
Yeah, I think being away from home would probably suit Liverpool. They can soak up the pressure maybe and hit them on the break. They don't want to play very open against Arsenal because you saw what Arsenal did to Leicester and what they've been doing to teams in the Europa League and places like that. Look, Liverpool should just go for the jugular early because the longer you leave Arsenal in the game, all their fitness stats are off the scale these days. They got a new fitness coach. He's an Aussie rules guy. So as the game's been going on, they've been getting fitter. And when you see the likes of Ozil sprinting in around 80-85 minutes, you know he's fit.
Yeah, he's starting to really tune it up now these days too. It's the fittest I've seen him in years, if not since he's come to Arsenal anyway. So
he's looking good and retired from international duty, so he's fresh as well. I'm just worried about maybe Aubameyang coming off the bench or someone like that, or Iwobi's going well from. So they've plenty of attacking options, but I'm just looking forward to Salah going up against either Granit Xhaka or Lichtsteiner.
Yeah, you've been licking your chops at that one. Now, those boys going down that flank are liable to be doing some chopping.
They are
some timber merchants on that side of the Arsenal flank. So
they're actually my two nominations for Timber Cam this weekend. Lichtsteiner is he's a bollocks. He's just a rat, but he gets away with a lot of sneaky stuff.
Probably deserved the headbutt he got from Coates from Sporting the other week.
Definitely deserved it. Yeah, but I can't see their defense holding out, and they're playing out from the back lately. And I think if Liverpool press them high, there's goals there to be got.
Winning run can't go on forever for Arsenal, and it seems to be a fairly popular pick. I think people are seeing something there. A good matchup anyway for Liverpool.
Yeah, it should be a good game. Should be a shootout. 13-2 for 6 or more goals.
Wow, that's a heck of a bet right there in the Premier League as well.
Yeah, that's not bad.
with the way it's been angling towards the fence. I know his goals are down by about half a goal from last year to this year. Certainly holds out with Newcastle, and there's 6 goals in 10. So
yeah.
Big shootout at Chelsea in the League Cup. Harry Wilson didn't get a goal for Derby now, but that was a hell of an entertaining match. 3-2 it finished to Chelsea. All the scoring was done in the first half. Cesc Fabregas got the only goal that wasn't scored by a Derby player. That was a very entertaining watch for me. And yeah, goals galore. Unfortunately, Richard Keogh with the own goal for Derby there.
Yeah, two of the finest own goals you'll see. And Derby scored another one at the weekend against Middlesbrough. So that's 3 own goals in 2 games. Very unlucky against Chelsea. They had Chelsea on the rack for large parts of that. Play a lovely brand of football. Some lovely footballers there. Even Keogh was kind of passing around, and
they were talking about him as the ball playing centre half.
I don't know. Is that the same Keogh as that was there before?
Oh man, I remember my first watch of Richard Keogh. I don't remember who Ireland were playing, but I was at the Black Sheep Lodge with Colm Kelly, and he went on some rant about Richard Keogh and the bog standard championship players in the Ireland team. Yeah. And now this is like 4 or 5 years ago, so it was before it was even a huge problem. But that was my first memory of watching Richard Keogh. It's Colm Kelly red-faced and hollering at the big screen over there, Black Sheep.
Yeah, and the guy that scored the first own goal, he's on loan from Chelsea. So
that's right, the Nigerian fella, yeah.
Tomori, God, it was just a terrible own goal. They rattled Chelsea for long parts of it, and Frank Lampard got a great reception because when he left there, he never really got a send-off because he went to City. Mourinho was talking shit about him, so he never really got a right send-off, but he got a good send-off there yesterday.
Yeah, I saw that they rose to their feet and they gave him a nice round of applause as soon as they came out of the tunnel there. That was really nice.
He said he went out the back door and he's after coming in the front door.
City and Fulham in the Cup today. I watched some of that. Brahim Diaz, teenager for City, got both goals. Looks like quite the talent. Phil Foden was very good in that game as well. So City showing off some of the depth and the youth there that they have, even that they never use.
Yeah, 2 lovely little left-footed players, like a Silva or Bernardo Silva or something like that. But I think Diaz is out of contract in the summer, and there's talks of him going elsewhere to Real Madrid or Barcelona. He's a lovely little player.
Yeah, embarrassment of riches. He looked fantastic. He definitely looked up to the grade anyway. And Fulham had their first choice 11 out there for the most part. So.
Yeah.
Not that they could defend regardless.
No, Tim Ream's still there, I see. Yeah. So, like, how do you...
I got 90 minutes today.
At least they only conceded 2 goals, but, like, it was City's second string, even though Gabriel Jesus and Sané were playing.
Yeah, I like Gabriel Jesus. He's a good player.
Yeah, he needs to score more goals, though. That's the only thing for him.
And who's he have to beat in the team sheet?
Yeah,
like,
Aguero.
Going against Aguero, that's tough going anyway.
And Raheem Sterling signed a new contract today. £300,000 a week.
It's fantastic money right there. That's not bad at all.
Do you like him?
I think he's all right.
Yeah, I actually like him.
How long is the terms of the contract? Because how long is he going to stay fit on that kind of money, you know?
Yeah, he's only 22.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Really, because he's been around for forever anyway.
So at the end of that, he's going to be 27 or that.
Jeez.
£300,000. I like him because he never hides.
Pretty honest anyway.
Yeah, he'll always go at you, and even when he misses sitters, he'll be there for the next sitter, and the sitter after that, and the sitter after that. But yeah, no, I think he's a good player.
That's a real Luke de Jong quality right there, being there to miss all the sitters. So
yeah, even he scored against Tottenham last week.
Yeah, theme going there anyway. So another guy who's been around forever, that's actually a lot younger than I thought, was actually in the team for Fulham today, Timothy Fosu-Mensah. I feel like he's been around for ages and ages and ages, but no, just 23 years old. So
yeah, a lot of those players.
Yeah.
Cyrus Christie came off the bench there as well today.
Yeah, and they're not all called Sissoko or Dembele,
yeah.
Or not pulling the shenanigans that Obafemi Martins was pulling. I think he's still trying to claim 27 or 28 years old.
Yeah.
Officially, only 33. Obafemi Martins these days.
Very hairy minor, that fella.
Yeah, right. He was old 10 years ago. See, I think that was really the only interesting results going on in the League Cup. I saw Aubameyang got chopped down by a double-leg scissors tackle by some generic fella from Blackpool who got sent off for the tackle.
He's actually from Limerick, that fella.
He had a big Irish head on him. So.
Yeah, he scored and then he got sent off. Did a good game.
So Roy Keane is salivating at the prospects, I'd imagine, there after that. Yeah. Now, I think I've come across a little bit. It's my third reference to shit Newcastle player already on this podcast, so I might as well get it over with. Put together my worst ever Newcastle 11, and this was tough because at striker and at center half, it was just an embarrassment of riches. Like some of the players I left out Zisco and Ignacio Gonzalez, the Kevin Keegan YouTube players, left them out. Sol Campbell missed the cut. Jean-Alain Boumsong missed the cut. So we're getting real deep into the shit here.
Goal.
Jack Anik. Forgot about him.
Yeah, terrible.
Yeah. So 6 Premier League appearances, gave up 14 goals, had wrists made of spaghetti, and he hasn't played above League One before or since. Spent 2 years at Port Vale, and that's been the highlight of his career. Left back, Celestine Babayaro. Yeah, he's part of the African run at the back that Newcastle had. There's Claudio Casapa was captain there. Yeah, he didn't make the cut either, even. But Babayaro did because he played at the left. And they signed him from Chelsea. 47 league appearances in 3 years. Spent most of his time on the treatment table. As Freddie Shepherd put it, he was a disgrace who didn't pull his weight. That basically sums it up.
Sums up Newcastle.
Yeah, pretty useless anyway. So center halves, we're playing 4-4-2.
Oh yeah.
And we're going with a full Mike Bassett, England manager here. Marcelino.
Oh God.
Signed by Ruud Gullit for £6 million in 1999. Now there's a few Ruud Gullit signings on here, and they probably should all be on here.
Real Mallorca.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
He managed 17 appearances in 4 seasons.
Oh God.
Broke his middle finger in training and was out for 2 months and wore his arm in a sling the entire time. One of the softest players to ever grace the Premiership. Just terrible. And alongside him, Titus Bramble, who managed 105 league appearances for Newcastle. He had the spatial awareness of an eggplant. He bought for £6 million. He hadn't a clue how to defend. But the problem with him was, once or twice a year, he'd pop up on Match of the Day with an epic volley from 25 yards out. He could score an absolute screamer once or twice a season, but had no clue what he was doing otherwise.
He was a powerhouse.
Yeah, he was terrible. And the reason Boomsong doesn't make the list is because Boomsong dragged him to his best season at Newcastle.
Oh.
So, for making a decent player out of Titus Bramble for half a season, Boomsong makes the cut. Peter Ramage, Paul Dummett without the pace, 51 appearances out of the academy. He was a versatile defender, which means he didn't have a position.
He was a filler.
Certainly had the want to, but he lacked any sort of footballing ability. Terrible player. Now in the midfield, start in the middle, Alan Smith.
Oh, yeah.
So Alex Ferguson had kind of moved him back towards the defensive midfield in his last years at United. His legs were starting to go. Managed 94 appearances in 5 years at Newcastle without scoring a goal in the center of the park.
From a former striker.
Yeah. Captained the team for a season.
Not a very nice man either, I think.
No, and he doesn't have a very good reputation either. So,
yeah.
And he would be alongside in the middle of the park, Fomaka, who was a Brazilian player, also bought by Ruud Gullit. Yeah, and you give me a little look there. He was just terrible, just soft. He played in Brazil, Germany, utterly hopeless, just a complete turnstile. Made 20 appearances for Newcastle. Another one very soft, just. Go on ahead. Just an awful, awful player. He didn't make an impression anywhere. Of his 20 appearances, only 5 were in the league. He's your League Cup second-round specialist.
Yeah.
Left side of midfield, Albert Luque.
Oh,
the
yes.
Spaniard. Somehow managed 5 caps for Spain.
He did.
Now, he was in there at a time when, you had Michael Owen. He looked like he couldn't be bothered. Mark Viduka, he definitely couldn't be bothered. Obafemi Martins, he could kind of be bothered some days. Luque, once his hamstring went, he couldn't even be bothered to try to bother.
Yeah.
He was just useless. And he's hated at Newcastle, despite his best goal coming as a winner against Sunderland. So that says something.
That does say something.
He was absolutely stealing a living.
He was a good player.
And when he was playing center forward.
Deportivo La Coruña.
Yeah, and I think they won the league, or they went deep in the Champions League. They went to the semi-final or something.
Yeah, won the league, yeah.
Yeah, they were a good side. On the right side, Stephen Ireland.
Yeah.
2 appearances on loan. Terrible player before. Didn't do anything at Newcastle. Terrible since. Just terrible, really.
His young lad is playing under 16 for England.
Is he now?
Yeah, I didn't even know he was 16-year-old young lad.
Yeah, hold on, because he's my age now.
Yeah.
Well,
is it 15 or 16?
He's got some lead in his pencil anyway.
Yeah, yeah, he should have wrapped it.
All right, so up front, Emmanuel Riviere, 23 appearances, 1 goal against QPR after they'd already been relegated. Newcastle lost. He was the third man in Monaco's attacking trio with James Rodriguez and Radamel Falcao. Yeah. He scored 12 goals. Newcastle paid $9 million for him and spurred him out a year later. Terrible player. Awful, awful. Alleged striker. Had no idea where the ball was. And here's a player you might be familiar with from a certain Liverpool Champions League triumph in 2005. On the other side was John Dahl Thomason, the Danish striker.
That's right.
So he won a Champions League there, played in that final as well. And before that, he'd been at PSV or Feyenoord that won the UEFA Cup in 2002. Yeah. And he won it there. This was all after he was at Newcastle, where they bought him to come be the second striker for Alan Shearer. It completely failed. He was just a miserable player. Scored on his debut. Just useless. And they tried to move him. Kevin Keegan tried to move him up from attacking midfield to striker. He didn't have any physical strength. Scored 4 goals in 35 appearances. And I remember when he broke out at Milan, just the complete shock that it was the same man. Yeah. Terrible player in the black and white.
He's assistant manager at Denmark now, is that?
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, he went on to have a great career.
He had a fantastic career. Yeah. I think he took a penalty in that Champions League final.
With Villarreal as well, I think. Yeah, he was a good player.
Yeah, except when he was young at Newcastle. I don't know what happened there. It just wasn't for him. They'd finished second, and then he came in, and the only season he was there, they finished 13th.
So who's your least favourite Newcastle player of all time?
Oh, boy, that's a good question now. See, because that's tough, because it's got to be someone who's played a fair bit, you know? Probably Alan Smith. I think I'm going to go with Alan Smith.
Okay, nice.
He looks like a prick, too.
Yeah, he does look
blondie
like a prick.
hair.
And he's a prick.
Yeah. He's got that, ugly Beckham, late 90s boy band kind of dickhead look to him. So that's why I'd rate my least favorite. So basically, NFL this week is a list of good matchups and terrible matchups. And there's about 3 good games, and the rest are shit from what it looks like to me.
So you've shit on Thursday, and you've shit on Monday, and a whole lot of good games in between. Okay, I'll do the picks here. So you're Chicago at Buffalo.
It's going to be a shit game. Not going to watch it.
Yeah, Chicago by plus 15.
Yeah, they're only 3.5 point favorites in that. I think
is that all?
Yeah, it's easy money there, yeah. As of when I pulled this up before you came over, yeah.
Oh, man. Lump on. Kansas City at the new Cleveland.
Kansas City's going to roll over them.
Yeah.
Cleveland might be entertaining enough. They got the interim head coach now, Greg Williams, Greg with 2 G's. So you know he's a dick.
Yeah, you know, and he was involved in Bountygate as well.
And he's been around forever. He's been defensive coordinator at any number of places. I think he was with the Rams when they were good in the early part of the century.
Yeah, he's supposed to be a decent defensive coordinator.
Yeah, he was the head coach of the Buffalo Bills at one point. Terrible there. They had an awful season. But he's found his niche. Yeah, he's a defensive coordinator through and through, and he's had some good defenses, yeah.
Yeah, so for anyone that doesn't know, he used to pay defensive players to injure the opposition players at New Orleans and I think at the Redskins as well. Go Bountygate.
And what was hilarious about that was those were 2 of the worst defenses he's had.
Yeah.
So it was like he had to resort to those methods of paying the players when he didn't have good rosters.
Yeah. Pittsburgh, Baltimore.
Yeah, it could be decent enough. It could also be like a 10-6 slog too.
Yeah. Pittsburgh are slowly sneaking up, and I think they could cause an upset or 2 along the way. Very good offense.
Yeah, and their defense is playing a lot better lately too.
Yeah.
So
Big Ben's not getting hit.
And the Ravens are struggling a little bit attacking lately. So
yeah, Pittsburgh are going to make a little bit of a run, I think. James Conor is taking over from Le'Veon Bell there.
What a player. I think he had 146 yards last week.
Yeah, former cancer sufferer as well.
Yeah, and he was excellent all the way back to college. He's a hometown boy too. He played his college football at the University of Pittsburgh in the same stadium where the Steelers play now.
Tampa Bay at Carolina.
Carolina favored by 2.5 points on that. They're rolling on both sides of the ball. Fitzmagic is back behind center for the Buccaneers, but they seem to be having some internal troubles. I like Carolina to win and cover.
Cam Newton, you like him?
I like Cam Newton. Always have.
Do you think he's
since college? Since he was stealing laptops at Florida, I liked him.
Do you think he's underrated?
Oh, I'd say he's properly rated because he kind of had a bit of a let-off there after their Super Bowl run.
Yeah.
So, I think he's...
You don't think
he's a star? I don't think he's overblown, though.
You don't think it's because he's black and built like a linebacker that he's underrated?
No, I'd say he gets pretty fair shrift as far as quarterbacks go. Yeah,
I think.
I'd like to hope anyway that the sports media has gotten used to the black quarterback by now.
Oh, so. I think a lot of them haven't.
Yeah. That's true now. We'll have to ring in next week's special guest Peter Casey for his take on that.
Yeah,
so.
On black quarterbacks.
I'm sure he'll have some insightful opinions on that now.
Yeah.
So Peter, give us a ring there. It's at Pikey Podcast on Twitter. Respond to our DMs, baby.
Houston at Denver.
Denver looked a little lively last week. Houston, Deshaun Watson. I think he's coming into it now. Finding his form.
Very good player. Threw 5 touchdowns last week. Savage player. And they traded Thomas to
they
Houston
did. They got rid of Demaryius Thomas, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if he's going to play Sunday now, but Will Fuller did his ACL or something like that, so he's a huge loss. But at least they have Thomas there now. LA Chargers at Seattle.
That could be a good game.
Game.
I think Seattle finds a little bit of something.
Yeah, they're good. They're on a roll.
Yeah. They've had too much success lately. Russell Wilson's too good to be that bad.
Yeah, he's good. Nick, do you think he's over or underrated?
I think he's properly rated. I think he's pretty average.
He's average?
He's above average. He's above average as far as his competitiveness goes, as far as his skills go. Yeah. But he's a little short.
He's good to watch, though.
Team's getting a little old. I think the team around him is the problem, not Russell Wilson.
Yeah.
So
they got the guy with the one hand as well.
Oh, that's right.
His twin. He hasn't played much because he's kind of getting found out.
Yeah, he's kind of got one hand. He can only go one way now.
Yeah,
so
as a defensive player as well. You need the 2 hands. His twin is good though.
He's got both hands as well, so
Yeah.
that doesn't hurt.
It helps having two hands. Game of the weekend, probably LA Rams at New Orleans.
Oh, that's your game of the week. I was going to go with Packers Pats as my game of the week.
Yeah.
But really, now that we get to it, these are the good games.
Yeah.
And these are fantastic matchups.
Yeah, definitely.
So, what do you like?
I like New Orleans at home. I think they're going to
So many weapons.
Yeah. It's the score is plus 60, is it?
For the total?
Yeah.
I'm showing 61.5.
Yeah, 61.5. Like, that's one of the highest. I've never seen it that high.
Sure, but that's,
35,
34.
They'll hit it.
Get you there.
They'll hit it,
no problem, yeah.
I like New Orleans. I think they're coming good at business end of it.
Yeah, and the Rams are coming off a tough game the week before, going back on the road again. Long flight from California as well, so a couple cross-country trips.
Yeah, they got Dante Fowler this week as well from Jacksonville, so he'll add to their defense. Do you hear about the Jacksonville boys actually in London?
Boy, they're fucking falling apart. And yeah, they went into the club, got, Grey Goose bottle service, walked out, and thought that was for free.
Yeah. $64,000.
Yeah. 50,000 pounds or something like that.
Holy shit, 2 days before a game.
Yeah. Unbelievable.
No wonder they lost.
Yeah. Fair play to them for the cheek to fucking try that excuse.
Tried to walk out.
Like, what kind of club have you ever been in where you didn't have to pay at the end?
Oh, well.
Or at least Paulo
there's ways around that.
Well, have to pay and did pay are very different things now. So
leave a fiver on the card.
Been there, done that now.
Yeah, I like New Orleans at that. Then you have Green Bay at New England. So you've Rodgers at Tom Brady's house.
Pats.
Yeah.
By 2 touchdowns.
Pats all the way. Who's better?
I think here's where the Packers get found out.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
In terms of, as far as Rodgers or Brady, Rodgers has more physical talent.
Yeah.
But he's got the record to prove it. I'm an American. I like the numbers.
Yeah.
I read a lot into that,
Facts.
It's typical Yank of me, yeah.
Fact, as Rafa would say. In the system as well, he follows it to a T.
Yeah. He's perfect for that team. And, I think Rodgers would be just as good, if not better, in that scheme. But for me, it's Brady.
Rodgers said actually that Brady's better because he has 5 rings.
So one, that really says it, really.
Yeah. But are the two of them top 3?
In the league right now?
No.
Breeze?
Ever.
Oh, boy.
Top 5?
Top 5? Sure.
Yeah.
I'll give you top 5.
Yeah.
1 ring for Rodgers has me...
Yeah, and he's not going to get another one anytime soon.
No, it almost seems like that Coach McCarthy, it's almost like he's got it out against him. He puts Rodgers in some terrible situations in games.
He's going to get him killed.
He's a terrible coach, and Rodgers is dragging that team again. And the division's tough, so we'll see how far they actually make it this year, but that should be a hell of a game.
That will be a good game. Actually, that's only the second time they've ever played against each other.
Yeah, I saw that, and I thought that was very strange,
Yeah, I thought it was very strange.
I remember having Bears season tickets. I was like, the Patriots didn't come through very often.
Yeah.
You'd see the Cowboys a lot more. So.
Yeah, well, Southampton. Yeah, actually, speaking of the Cowboys, they're at home to Tennessee Monday, but who really cares?
And I think Southampton are playing someone in the Prem this weekend as well.
Yeah.
Who cares?
Southampton haven't scored in 22 shots.
Yeah, they got 16 of them against Newcastle and didn't score, so. Ireland heading to Chicago.
Yeah.
To play Italy this week. The team's out. It's going to be Rhys Ruddock leading Ireland out as captain for the first time.
Yeah, they left a few boys at home, but they have a pretty strong team. The last time they went to Soldier Field, they beat the All Blacks, so here's hoping for another win.
Yeah, definitely have a nice crowd behind them there.
Yeah.
Lots of plastic patties in Chicago, as you know. So, Rory Best, Peter O'Mahony, and Johnny Sexton all staying home.
Yeah, they're aiming for the All Blacks. They're even saying Conor Murray might even make an appearance against the All Blacks. A few new guys there.
Will Addison, Ulster fullback.
Yeah, came over from Sale. He was captain of Sale last year. He's kind of like the new Jared Payne. He's a multifunctional player. Good guy to have on the bench.
Ross Byrne, I'm looking forward to watch at test level. I think he could be an exciting player.
Yeah.
And with Italy, I think there could be some exciting rugby from Ireland.
Yeah, they should open up.
Yeah, it should be some decent pace of play. And
be lads putting their hand up for the selection the following week.
Right.
Tyke Byrne is actually starting his first game as well, so he's a serious player. He's been very good at Munster this year. Be good to see him.
Who do you think Ireland takes to the World Cup at number 10? Besides Johnny Sexton.
Carberry, second in command. And we might go with 2 out halves because the likes of John Cooney can play there and there's another couple of utility players that can play there. Otherwise, Byrne as well.
Byrne might
Ian
Keatley.
Not to hope in Jesus' hell.
Not good enough. Not up to the standard.
Not to hope. I don't want to be looking at him at the World Cup.
I'm hoping Ian Madigan decides to come to his senses and go back home. So I've always liked him as a player.
Spy.
Yeah, he's a bit of a prick, isn't he? Derrick Rose exploded for 50 points last night. I watched the Minnesota Timberwolves and Utah Jazz play NBA basketball, and it was the right choice.
Yeah.
Derrick Rose went for the career high 50. Chicago boy, a couple years younger than I am. He really made his name in prep hoops back there in Chicago. Won the MVP with the Bulls. And then the wheels kind of fell off for him, literally. Like his knee and his hamstring, and then the other knee and then the other hamstring.
Yeah.
Career high 50 points last night. Looked great doing it. NBA is heating up. When we were recording the podcast on Monday, Klay Thompson was busy going off for an NBA record 14 3-pointers.
Yeah,
and that was while we were recording.
52 points he got.
Yeah.
Derrick Rose got 50. Steph Curry last week got 51 as well.
It's been something like 5 50-point games already this year.
And he only played 3 quarters.
Yeah.
So, but even in general, the scoring in the NBA has gone through the roof, which is great to see.
That's what you're watching it for. Anyway.
Yeah. The serious amount of 3-point shooting and stuff like that. And yeah, it's great to see the scores. Just a bit on Dallas Maverick got Luka Doncic in the first round. He was first pick. Slovenian guy that has come in, 19 years of age, 6'7". He's been unbelievable. He's averaging over 20 points a game in 35 minutes, 46% field goal percentage, 3-point percentage, almost 40%, 6.4 rebounds a game, assists 4, and steals 1 steal a game. So he's serious stats. And he's a big boy as well. As you see him, he's built like a...
He is a big unit, yeah.
He's built like a tank as well.
And what always surprised me about him was that he's from Slovenia, because that part of the world is usually Croatia, where you find the talent coming from. That's the big NBA producing of that former Yugoslavia there.
Yeah, came from Real Madrid, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I looked up their like basketball facilities and stuff. It looks pretty nice.
Yeah.
Like the serious operation, them in Barcelona.
All those big soccer teams in Europe have good basketball teams.
Yeah.
Some of the Milan teams as well.
Yeah, and Benetton's got in Treviso there.
Yeah.
They're nice.
Will I do a bit of naming and shaming?
I'd say we'll go for it here.
So the worst free throw takers in the league.
And this is current, right?
Current, after 6, 7, 8 games. It's a farce, some of the percentages here.
This pisses me off because there's no reason to not be good at free throws, especially at the NBA level. You should be good at it by the time you're 13. Like,
they train every day, they play every second game.
They're not fucking difficult, like.
Yeah, there's no varying factors, there's no wind.
That's a good point.
It's not like taking a free against the wind.
Off the ground, over the bar.
You don't have to put it on the ground. Like, their reach is so long, some of these lads can nearly drop it in the bucket. So at number 5, we're going at 5 because Russell Westbrook is number 6, and I like him.
Yeah.
So
it's an aberration.
Marvin Bagley III, Sacramento, should be ashamed of yourself. His percentage is 56%. So he has taken 25 and he has made 14. Victor Oladipo, a very good player.
Yeah.
First round pick not so long ago. Indiana, 55%. Taken 29, missed 16. Farce. Then at 3, Willie Cauley-Stein. Sacramento have 2 in the top 5.
And they're playing good basketball too.
Yeah.
They've hit the juvenation machine a little bit.
Yeah. So he's 54%, 31, and he's made 17. Then number 2, Miami, Hassan Whiteside, good player as well. Center, a lot of these guys are centers.
That's how it usually seems to break anyway.
Yeah. So this guy's at 50%. And then number 1, Stephen Adams, New Zealand, OKC.
Ugly fella.
24 attempted. He's made 12. What a farce. His sister got a medal in the Olympics at the shot put.
Did she?
Yeah, beast of a woman. She threw the shot put into the basket better than he would throw the basketball.
I'm surprised Dwight Howard didn't make your list there.
He hasn't played this season, that's why.
That's why. Okay, he hasn't played. Okay.
He's too busy being soft.
Yeah. Which she's made a career out of anyway.
Yeah, he has.
Awful free throw shooting, there's no excuse for in my book.
There's
There's just no excuse. And like when Shaq used to be terrible at it before Dwight, the whole hack a Shaq days.
Yeah.
He had no reason to be terrible at it. He was awful at it. Dennis Rodman, who I loved, shot I think like 38% from free throw for 1 year.
Yeah.
Like JaVale McGee, who I love, terrible free throw shooter.
Yeah, he's number 10.
Yeah. I'm not surprised.
DeAndre Jordan, he's actually got 26 of 30. So he's improved.
That's not bad at all.
So they've stopped hacking him because he's improved an awful lot.
Well, it's a fucking simple way to fucking sort that out.
Yeah,
like, start making your free throws, boys.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that's that one. Team of the week.
Team of the week, yeah, absolutely. I like that.
So we're a new little segment here. Team of the week. Deportivo Alaves. They're second in the Spanish league, 1 point behind Barcelona. They're beating Sevilla, Atletico, Real Madrid.
That's what you gotta like. They're taking their chances.
They're taking their chances. Their whole team is worth 30 million euros.
Any notable players?
There is a few notable players. English Premier League and Scottish League rejects.
Oh boy.
Yeah, and a couple of lads with good names as well. So you'd Mubarak Okaso played at Celtic last year. 5 appearances, 0 goals. You have John Guidetti, went on loan at Burnley, Stoke and Celtic. He had 8 goals in 24 appearances for Celtic, but it's the Scottish League.
I thought he was going to go back for another season, and I was furious when he didn't.
Yeah.
And I thought he was going to kick on and score like 25 goals for Celtic the next season.
Yeah.
It's wrong about him now.
No, he's a terrible player.
Yeah, he is. Swedish international, John Guidetti.
Yes, yeah. Jonathan Cagliari was at West Ham 2 years ago. 18 appearances, 1 goal. Terrible player. Borja Baston, on loan from Swansea. 18 appearances for Swansea, 1 goal. He actually
relegated.
Yeah. He actually came on in the 93rd minute at the weekend, scored a winning goal in the 94th minute.
Lovely.
Yeah.
And they're second place.
Second place. Their manager is Abelardo, played for Barcelona in Spain back in the day. Good centre half, good teak, tough centre half, baldy head. You know, loved a bit of tackling. Back when Pep Guardiola was there as a player. My favourite player though is a lad on the left wing called Johnny.
That's it, just Johnny.
Yeah, gives great protection to the left back.
Good man, Johnny. Keep things safe out there for all this. So we got some great feedback. Every time Rene Higuita comes up, it seems to go over pretty well. Yeah. And what you put together there? Your top 5 crazed keepers?
Yeah, top 5 crazy or flamboyant goalkeepers.
Flamboyant, I
like that. Yeah, I would say. Number 5 actually, I went for a woman. Hope Solo.
She'd be a bit flamboyant with her fists now.
Yeah, loves baiting the husband.
Yeah, she's not shy for timbering.
No, she was actually on RTE for the World Cup.
Was she?
Yeah, she's at number 5 now. Jorge Campos, number 4.
Loved him, yeah.
Yeah, played up front for a while as well.
Wasn't shy about going up anyway.
No,
yeah.
He was actually under 6 foot. He's very small for a goalkeeper. Number 3, Chilavert, Paraguay. Fantastic free kick in him. Liverpool were supposed to be signing him, but I think it was work permit problems and stuff like that, so he couldn't sign. I was devastated. Number 2, Bruce Grobbler, former Liverpool goalkeeper. Loved a good bet.
Rhodesia.
Yeah, all the way from Rhodesia, yeah. Very flamboyant.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, sweeper keeper, brought it to a new level. I have a great book out, I must read it. So he's number 2, and then number 1, the bold Rene Higuita. What a keeper.
Doesn't get better.
Nickname El Loco, the Madman. Currently the 4th highest goal scoring goalkeeper of all time with 41 goals. Voted 8th best goalkeeper in South American history. And provided that scorpion kick.
8th best. That's a farce.
Yeah.
What, they put Julio Cesar above him? Come on now, boys.
Yeah, and provided the scorpion kick at Wembley. So Jamie Redknapp, he hit in the ball and he basically scorpion kicked it out from under the crossbar. What people don't know is the whistle was actually blown.
Whistle had already gone,
yeah.
Right? Was it offside or something?
Yeah, something like. No one actually wants to remember that though.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's Rene Higuita. Look up some of his mad stuff, like him giving away the ball to Roger Milla in the World Cup in 1990, cost of a goal.
Oh yeah, that was very bad.
Yeah, he tried dribbling
Roger
up
Milla.
the pitch.
I think he won the Golden Boot that World Cup, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. I think. Oh no, Scalacci.
Ah, right.
But I think he was second or something like that.
Yeah. One of the players of the tournament, anyway.
Yeah, great player.
I always love those randoms at the World Cup that pop out like that, like Stoichkov at '94 World Cup.
Yeah.
He was brilliant, and you know, like some Forlan.
Sweden team there, 94 as well.
Oh yeah, very likable squad there. Yeah,
Thomas Brolin and those boys.
Bit of GAA to round out the podcast for the week.
Yeah, 3 major fixtures this week, as far as I'm concerned.
There's only one for me now.
Yeah, what's that?
Cameli and Newmarket on Fergus.
Oh yeah.
Clare Cup final, man.
Clare Cup final. Yeah. So look, who do you think is going to win?
Oh, it's Cameli for me all day.
Yeah.
But I've got no problem with Newmarket on Fergus because they knocked out Aina Kilnamonan to get there.
Yeah.
And so they're playing that under the lights at 6 Mile Bridge. Be a good night out.
Yeah, they're not great lights down there. I don't know. They're corner back lights. Do you know, you get away with a late pull or an early pull there.
Yeah.
The last game I played for Clonmely actually was under lights in 6 Mile Bridge.
Nice.
Against the Market.
Yeah, they were in the relegation fight
this
year, but they managed to pull out of it towards the end there, so I think they stayed up in senior hurling.
Yeah, Clonmely beat them in the first round of the senior championship, but I think the Market had a couple of injuries there and they were playing soccer as well and stuff like that. So look, it'd be a good tight game.
Foreign games, boys, come on now.
Yeah, and the Market beat Clonmely in the relegation playoff 2 years ago as well. So there's a bit of a revenge for Clonmely. Say Clonmely will take that.
It's always fun when there's a cup on the line too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Never gets old to drink out of a cup the
No,
next day.
it
It just does not get old.
No.
What fixtures did you have? Sorry.
Ballygunner and Ballyea. I'd be saying a Ballygunner win there. Clonalty, Rossmore and Na Piarsaigh. You'll be thinking Na Piarsaigh for the win there. They've never lost a Munster Championship game. Probably favourites for All Ireland now as well. And up north then you've Coal Island and Crossmaglen in the football. Be thinking Crossmaglen there for the win. It's like a religion up there now at this stage, winning Ulster titles and the Armagh titles, so you'd be thinking they'll win that.
They'll be throwing all the timber they need to
Yeah, all the timber
to get that win.
Yeah. Frank Murphy's gone from Cork.
I saw that, yeah.
Yeah, he's gone after 45 years of service.
It's unbelievable, yeah.
Yeah, I'm worried about Cork taking off now. They're not being left behind in the dark ages anymore, so they
got the Centre of Excellence. They got that beautiful new ground.
Yeah, the new guy's called Kevin O'Donoghue, who was vice chairman there for the last couple of years. He's supposed to be actually a fierce, intelligent guy. So
yeah, it looked like he was young too. I saw the press release there, which desperately needed blood under 40 anyway. He didn't have a head of white hair.
Yeah.
So
I was hoping Frank gets down for another 45 years.
Yeah.
Leave him in the doldrums. So the All-Stars, hurling All-Stars.
Yeah, football All-Stars.
I was going to go for the football first.
Football All-Stars are out, 7 Dublin players in it. And something I found interesting was some of like the Kerry players from back in the day, like Pat Spillane was saying, there's not enough Dubs in the team. Again, Stephen Cluxton did not get an All-Star nod. You called it. Rory Beggan, Monaghan, in goals.
I think Rory Beggan was the best goalkeeper.
He's changing the way it's played. And having that sweeper style back there, and I guess, I suppose Stephen Cluxton had some influence on there, but he's really taking it to another level. Yeah,
he has just the length of his kick as well. Cluxton's very unlucky. Like Cluxton will probably go down as the best goalkeeper ever, but he's just been unlucky the last few years. He hasn't won an All-Star since 2013.
Yeah,
so it's a bit of a farce, really. But he hasn't been the best goalkeeper probably that year. He's just been the most solid, really.
Doesn't see a whole lot of action either.
No, he doesn't. And he made a mistake against Galway in the semi-final too.
So defenders that made the squad: Johnny Cooper, Colm Kavanagh, Patrick Hampsey from Tyrone.
Yeah,
which they defend like fucking dogs. So you gotta have a few of them in there, right? Carl O'Connell from Monaghan, who I can't say I'm too familiar with.
Yeah.
And then a couple Dubs, James McCarthy, Jack McCaffrey. No surprises there. I think Jack McCaffrey's a great footballer.
Lovely footballer.
Midfield, Brian Fenton from Dublin, Brian Howard, Dublin. Forwards, Paul Mannion, Kieran Kilkenny, Dublin. Good choices there as well. Ryan McHugh from Donegal. There was some controversy there because he doesn't really play up front all that much.
Yeah, he's more of a sweeper.
Yeah. And then full forward line, David Clifford, Conor McManus, one of my favourite players to watch, and Ian Burke from Galway.
Yeah, surprise.
Surprise there. But good for him.
Yeah, good for him. I thought Shane Walsh should get in there ahead of him. And Ryan McHugh was a strange one as well. Like he hasn't played wing forward, and Howard didn't play midfield. He played wing forward for most of it. So
right, and Kavanagh getting moved back in the team as well too. Yeah, even though he didn't really play back there either.
He played midfield and kind of dropped back as a sweeper. So and some of the decisions there are kind of ridiculous.
Yeah, so no, like Drew Wiley didn't make it, who I thought had an excellent year. So
yeah, good man marker, Drew Wiley.
But with the way the teams are organized and the way the game's played, picking it as a traditional 15 is always tough to do.
Yeah, it is.
It's like picking your Prem team of the season as a 4-4-2. It's just it's just not necessarily how it's going to be played. So
yeah, it's going to get even worse now, I think.
So the hurling selections are out.
They're out tomorrow.
What do you think? Predictions? And we'll try to get this podcast out before they actually come out too.
Yeah,
so.
they should be out tomorrow morning. Nicky Quaid in goals. I'll name it first and then I'll go through it. A couple of the dodgy ones. Nicky Quaid in goals, Sean Finn, right corner back, Dahi Burke full back, and I've gone for Mikey Casey left corner back. Dermot Burns, Hannon, and Mannion. Keane Lynch, Darragh Fitzgibbon midfield, Harnedy, Canning, Tom Morrissey, Mulcahy, Conlon, and Conor Whelan. So honourable mentions there for Owen Murphy, Jack Brown, Darragh O'Donovan, Peter Duggan, Galan, Shane O'Donnell. Just in goals there, I was going to go for Owen Murphy, pull off some serious saves against Limerick and stuff like that, but that save that he did from Seamus Harnedy in semi-final kind of won Limerick the All-Ireland early. And then looking through stats then as well, he was the 8th highest assister in championship.
Really?
Yeah.
So his puckouts were that good?
Yeah,
and that
or from open play as well. He was 8th in the assist rankings, so that's serious.
Yeah, that's serious going.
So that swung that for me and the clip away from Harnedy. Peter Duggan didn't make it, wing forward.
That was the one that was a shame to me there to hear just now.
Yeah.
He scored one of the best points I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Scored, so.
Yeah, I just went for Harnedy, Canning and Tom Morrissey because I think they came up with big moments when their team needed them, really. I think Tom Morrissey scored some massive scores. I think Canning was the best hurler in Ireland this year.
You have to have Joe Canning in the team.
And Harnedy was the second highest scorer from playing in the championship. Peter Duggan, like in the vital moments, didn't do great.
Is he missing maybe a half step of pace?
Yeah, big lad, big man, very, very skillful hurler. He did a great year now, don't get me wrong, but I think he missed a few vital frees in the Munster final and against Galway as well. And I thought the other boys worked a lot harder than him. And
I'm the one that's been banging on about Niall DC for Clare for the last month. So
the little bit of a selfish side to his game as well. Another one, Mikey Casey. I went for cornerback. Actually, I would have went for Jack Brown only for he wasn't nominated. I thought he was the best cornerback in the championship this year. But I went for Mikey Casey, even though he played most of his hurling at fullback this year. But like positions don't really matter when you're in the fullback line now. Everyone's playing with one inside or two inside, or or they're the sweeper back or whatever. So he did a great job on Johnny Glynn in the All-Ireland final, so I put him in there. I thought Shane O'Donnell was vital for Clare this year. If I had my way now, but I stuck him in. But yeah, I thought he was more vital than Peter Duggan.
Peter Duggan just came up with flashier highlights.
Yes.
Maybe.
Yeah. The camera
certainly caught my eye because
yeah.
I'm happy Jack Hannon made your team. Lovely hurler.
Yeah.
Thought he had a great year.
Yeah.
So
Conlon, top scorer from playing championship, 125. Harnedy, 316 he got. Whelan, 215. Morrissey, 21 points. Mulcahy, 214. I suppose point of the year you have to give it to Peter Duggan for that unreal point against Galway.
You'd have to, yeah.
Yeah. Young hurler of the year, Fitzgibbon.
Charleville.
Yeah, Kyle Hayes with an honourable mention there. Probably hard luck not to make the All-Star team as well. Hurler of the year, then Joe Canning. Almost dragged Galway over the line against Limerick in the final. And
you see Patrick Mannion in the papers today? They were getting some criticism about their lack of rotation in the team, contributing maybe to a lack of fitness for the All-Ireland final.
Yeah.
I was wondering what your take on that would be, because it didn't seem like fitness was the issue against, it was just Limerick's day for me.
Yeah, well, I know Canning was carrying an injury all year. So he did well to play as well as he did. Daithí Burke carrying injury all year as well, or for the last couple of games anyway. Yeah, I think a lot of them were carrying bad injuries. John Hembry as well had to be taken off with injury. I think the Clare knocked the stuffing out of him and left him in nice shape for Limerick.
That was an absolutely brutal game of hurling.
Yeah. So yeah, I think they were carrying a few knocks, but Limerick deserved to win the All-Ireland.
I enjoyed both semi-finals actually.
Yeah,
they were good.
Yeah,
good hurling. Looking forward to championship already.
Yeah,
I'm itching for it. Anything else this week, Con?
No, that's it now.
Be sure to like, share, and subscribe to the Pikey Podcast. We're coming up with a new name. It's going to happen.
Yeah.
But for now, that's where you can find us on the social medias. New episodes are out Tuesday and Friday mornings, Irish time, on YouTube and SoundCloud. And we'll catch you later.
Good luck.